My name is Amina. I am 15 years old as I tell this story. The events of this chapter began on March 12th, 2018, the year my childhood ended. That was the year I was sold into marriage before I understood what marriage truly meant. I was still playing with younger children, still afraid of the dark, and still learning how to write my name well. I was born into a Muslim family in a small village. My family was poor, but we were known in our community. My father worked as a local trader, and my mother stayed at home, caring for us. I was the third child, and from a young age, I learned that girls were not asked many questions about their future. I attended a local primary school. I loved school because it felt safe. I enjoyed reading simple books and learning numbers. I dreamed of becoming a teacher one day. My teachers often showed me how to read better and encouraged me to do well, but my education was never seen as important by my family. They believed a girl's real classroom was marriage. At home, my life followed strict rules. I woke early, swept the compound, fetched water, cooked, and helped my mother. I was taught to obey without asking why. When elders spoke, I lowered my head. When decisions were made, my name was not mentioned, but my life was included. One evening, I noticed a change. My father became quieter. My mother cried more often. Visitors came to our house, mostly older men. They spoke in low voices. Later, my mother revealed to me that a man had asked for my hand in marriage. She showed me how my future had already been decided. No one asked how I felt. No one cared that my body was still small and weak. I was told to stop going to school. They said it was time to prepare for womanhood. My books were taken away. My uniform was folded and kept aside. Each day after that felt heavier. I felt fear growing inside me, but I did not have the words to explain it. The man I was given to was much older. He already had authority, money, and power. I had none. I was told this marriage would help my family survive. I was told sacrifice was my duty. I was shown that obedience was more important than my tears. The day I was taken away, my legs shook. My heart raced. I felt like I was walking into a life I did not choose. That was the beginning of my persecution. It was not loud at first. It came as silence, pressure, and fear. I did not yet know that this decision would lead me to pain, sickness, and a battle for my life. And this was only the beginning. When I entered my husband's house, I stopped being a child. I became a wife overnight, even though my heart and body were not ready. The house felt cold to me, even when the sun was hot. Everything was new, and nothing belonged to me. From the first day, I was shown my place. I was told through actions that my voice did not matter. I was shown that my duty was to obey, serve, and stay silent. Each morning, I woke before everyone else. I cleaned, cooked, fetched water, and worked until my back hurt. When I became tired, no one noticed. When I became sick, no one cared. I was not allowed to rest like a child. I was treated like a grown woman, but without the strength of one. My body was small, but the work was heavy. Sometimes my hands shook while cooking. Sometimes my head spun while standing. Still, I was expected to continue. At night, fear became my closest companion. I did not understand many things happening to my body. I only knew that pain followed me into the darkness. He showed me that refusal was not an option. I felt trapped inside my own skin. I learned to cry quietly so no one would hear me. There were days I remembered school. I remembered holding books and laughing with friends. Those memories felt like a different life. Now my days were filled with control, pressure, and silence. I was watched closely. I was corrected harshly. Every mistake felt like a crime. Food was not always enough. Sometimes I ate after everyone else. Sometimes there was nothing left. My body grew weaker. My clothes became loose. My face lost its brightness. When I looked at myself, I barely recognized the girl I used to be. I was not allowed to visit my family freely. When I missed my mother, I kept it inside. When my body ached, I endured it. When fear filled my chest, I swallowed it down. I was taught that endurance was my only choice. Then my body began to change. I started feeling strange sickness in the mornings. I felt dizzy. I felt pain deep inside me. Later, it was revealed to me that I was pregnant. Instead of joy, fear took over my heart. I knew my body was not strong. I knew I was too young. The work did not reduce. The pressure increased. I was still expected to serve, even while carrying life inside me. My legs swelled. My back burned. Some nights I lay awake, wondering if I would survive what was coming. This was my persecution. Not just pain, but helplessness. Not just suffering, but silence. I was a child forced to live a woman's suffering, paying a price I never agreed to. And the worst part was still ahead. The pain began slowly. At first, it felt like a deep ache in my lower body. I tried to continue my work, but my legs became weak. My breathing changed. Sweat covered my face, even though the room was cool. Inside me, something felt wrong. As the hours passed, the pain grew stronger. My body tightened again and again. I held onto the walls for support. I was shown that this was childbirth. Fear rushed into my heart. I knew I was too young. I knew my body was not ready for this battle. I was taken into a small room. The air felt heavy. The floor was hard. My body was shaking. Blood began to flow more than I expected. With each pain, my strength left me little by little. My voice became weak. My sight started to blur. Time lost meaning. I no longer knew if minutes or hours were passing. I only knew pain. Pain in my back. I had pain in my stomach. Pain deep inside me. My body felt like it was tearing apart. I felt cold, then hot, then cold again. People moved around me, but I felt alone. I was shown through their actions that they were worried, but also unsure of what to do. There was no proper care. There was no comfort. My young body was fighting something bigger than it could handle. The bleeding increased. My clothes were soaked. My head felt light. My ears rang. I tried to stay awake, but darkness kept pulling me down. I felt myself becoming weaker with every breath. At some point, my body stopped responding. My hands could not grip anymore. My legs felt numb. I felt like I was floating far away from myself. Fear turned into surrender. I began to believe I would not survive that night. In that moment, something changed inside me. I did not have strength to move or speak. But deep within my heart, I reached out for help beyond humans. I felt a strange peace touch me, even while my body was failing. I felt like someone unseen was near me. Later, it was revealed to me that I lost a lot of blood. My body had gone too far. Life was slipping away. People around me believed the end was near. I was a child dying while giving birth, a pain no child should ever know. That night marked me forever. It was the night my weakness became clear. It was the night death stood close enough to touch me. But that was not the end of my story. I woke up slowly, like someone coming back from deep water. My eyes felt heavy. My body felt sore and weak. I could barely move my hands. For a moment, I did not know where I was or if I was still alive. Later, it was revealed to me that I had been very close to death. My body had lost too much blood. My young body could not carry the pain anymore. People around me believed I would not survive. They showed me through their actions that they had already accepted the worst. While I lay there, unable to speak, something happened inside me. Even though my body was weak, my heart felt awake. I felt a deep awareness that my life had been spared for a reason. I felt peace enter me, a peace I had never known before. It did not come from medicine or people. It came quietly and gently. In the days that followed, I remained weak. I could not stand without help. I could not eat much. My body carried scars from pain no child should ever experience. I had survived childbirth, but the persecution did not end there. Instead of care, I faced blame. Some people treated me as if my suffering was normal. Some acted as if I deserved the pain because of my place in life. I was reminded daily that I had no voice and no choice. My healing was slow, not just in my body, but in my heart. During that time, I began to think deeply. I thought about my life, my pain, and my future. I remembered the moment during childbirth when I felt peace instead of fear. I began to understand that Jesus had saved me when humans could not. It was later shown to me that his love was not about where I came from or what I had been taught since birth. His love reached me when I was broken, and bleeding, and forgotten. I began to believe that my life mattered. I began to believe that I was seen. This belief came at a cost. Choosing Jesus brought new persecution. I faced rejection, anger, and deeper isolation. I was treated as a disgrace. I was watched closely. I was pressured to return to silence. Fear followed me, but it no longer ruled me. Even in persecution, my heart felt lighter. I knew I had been saved twice, once from death, and once from darkness. My body survived childbirth, but my soul found life in Jesus. This is why I share my story. Many are still suffering in silence. Many are persecuted for their faith, beaten by systems, families, and traditions. Their pain is real. Their tears matter. I encourage Christians all over the world to pray for those who are persecuted for believing in Jesus. Oh, pray for children forced into lives they did not choose. Pray for those who suffer quietly behind closed doors. Your prayers reach places your feet cannot go. For anyone reading this who desires repentance and new life, I encourage you to turn your heart to Jesus. I did this by admitting my sins before him, asking him to forgive me, believing that he died and rose again, and surrendering my life into his hands.